morning, everyone. Welcome to Haven Acres. I just wanted to pop on for a minute and show you part two, or I guess it's part three, of growing potatoes. Part one was getting the seed potatoes and cutting them, preparing them to plant. Part two was planting them. This is part three. As you can see, the potatoes are growing well. So today is the day that I am hilling them. And what I mean by hilling is we are going to go down the rows and actually bury or cover the plant part of the potato, leaving about 4 inches exposed. And as we do that, the potatoes will grow more and more. We could leave them like this, but the harvest would be less. So by hilling them, we will get, hopefully, a larger potato harvest. And yeah, so that's it. For hilling, what you can use is you could use soil from your garden if you had excess, there we go. If you had excess soil, you could use that to hill. Or you could use hay, straw, compost, wood shavings. Gosh, trying to think of all of the different things that you could use. Yeah, you can use leaves, you can use anything like that, anything that will break down eventually. Basically, you want to just cover these plants. So that's what we're doing. And don't mind my fashion. You gotta tuck in the pants to keep the ticks out. And you gotta put on the long sleeve shirt even though it's hot out so you don't get a sunburn, especially if you're a redhead. And, you know, ripped pants, whatever. You're gonna get filthy anyhow. So we go with that. And, you know, that's how we roll around here. Obviously, as we are covering these up, we want to be gentle. We want to make sure that we're not breaking the plant. But other than that, there's no real rules. You're just covering them. Did you notice all these rocks that I'm stepping over? It's because I pulled them off the planting beds when I planted things, and I put them in the rows because I was like, okay, yeah, I'll be able to go back and pick them up easier, and I'll just add them to one of the stone walls. Still haven't got that far yet. Maybe today's the day. Alrighty, so you see what I mean by hilling. So this row I have hilled, that row I have not. So I basically went on each side of the row and just dumped on this compost. You can see that it's really difficult. Sorry, it's windy. You can see that it's really difficult to leave, 4 inches evenly because the potatoes don't grow evenly, but 4 inches is just a guideline. I am out of this type of compost now. So for this side, I'm going to use some hay. It's called baleage. So it's hay that was wrapped wet and it's kind of fermented. So it'll be a good experiment. And I almost forgot this semi-pro tip. Anytime you are using hay, when you're moving it, do as I say, not as I do. Wear long sleeves and gloves if you get poison ivy, because at least twice a season I end up with poison ivy from getting hay with short sleeve shirts on. Sometimes it's in the hay. They mow it down, it's in the hay, the oils stay in there. So if you get poison ivy, don't collect hay with short sleeves. Wear long sleeves and gloves. You don't like this hay, that's why I'm using it. Alrighty, well that's all there is to it. We've got hay on one side, compost on the other side. It'll be a great experiment. I am a garden rule breaker and I enjoy experiments. So that's it for today. That's hilling potatoes. That's all there is to it. As they grow, we'll continue to hill, and once they start flowering, we will stop hilling. We do have 2 rows of potatoes right behind you that are not growing as quickly. They're different varieties. These are Yukon Golds. They just grew quicker. So whether it's the variety or the space in the garden, I don't know. But the potatoes behind you are not ready. They're only about that tall so far. So it'll be about another week before I heal them, and it'll be the same method. So I hope you are enjoying our little series on planting potatoes, and I hope you're finding it educational. And if you have any tips for me, because I am for sure not an expert at this at all. This is just what we do. So people do things very differently. So if you do something differently when you grow potatoes, let me know. I'd be really interested. Thanks for joining us at Haven Acres, and I hope you have a great day.